Welcome to ETF Wrap, your weekly digest of the top stories in European ETFs from a temporary new home. This week, a new launch from Amundi signals issuers are targeting central banks' increased ETF usage. Elsewhere, the Investment Association weighed in on whether the UK general election will delay the upcoming overseas fund regime. And finally, issuers remain active before the summer break, with new launches targeting developed market equities and fixed maturity bonds. First up, Amundi launched a sustainable corporate bond ETF to help central banks achieve their responsible investment objectives. The ETF tracks a Bloomberg index, capturing global corporate bonds with between 1 and 5 years to maturity and an MSCI ESG rating of BBB or higher. Amundi said the ETF was seeded and co-designed by the Latin American Reserve Fund and hopes to address central bank requirements for transparency, diversification and performance. The news marks just the latest involvement by central banks in ETFs, with the Bank of Japan boasting a $462 billion ETF portfolio by the end of March. Elsewhere, the central banks of Finland, Austria, Slovakia and Latvia all increased their ETF allocations within recent years. Next, Peter Kapper, Senior Advisor of Fund Regulation at the Investment Association, said at a recent ETF Stream webinar that the UK general election would cause only slight slippage to the timeline of the upcoming OFR. Prior to the election being announced, the FCA and Treasury announced a timeline stating applications for the OFR would open from September. However, while a statutory instrument was brought before Parliament before it closed, enabling the FCA to view UCITS instruments as equivalent under the OFR, other instruments concerning marketing permissions and non-UCITS vehicles did not meet the cutoff. Kappa said this means some details will need to be ironed out after the election, but said this would be unlikely to cause huge delays to the FCA's timeline. And finally, a quick look at launches, as issuers continue to expand their ranges before the summertime lull. On Monday, Invesco extended its fixed maturity suite with 5 ETFs targeting Euro corporate bonds with maturities between 2026 and 2030. Elsewhere, Franklin Templeton expanded its core equity offering with a competitively priced developed market ETF carrying a fee of 9 basis points. And that's a wrap for the first half of the year. Thanks for joining us and hit subscribe to keep up to date with all the latest in ETFs. Enjoy your summer and we hope to see you again at the end of August. Until then, take care.